Hi everybody, I'm Rebecca. I am a mum first and foremost. I'm super amped about the oils because women's health is my background. So midwifery and natural fertility. So I have just totally loved seeing everybody on this oil camp. It's been a really, really good one. And as you can see, the content has been totally amazing. So any questions you do have, regarding kids or women's health or anything, make sure you fire away. That's me.
I'll go next, shall I?
Sure.
Amy's been waylaid. I think most of you know me. My name's Buffy. I am a plant-based nutritionist and naturopath. I love everything to do with plant-based health, in particular nutrition and food, but that also extends to plant-based medicine, as well as a whole lot of other sort of holistic parts around health. So I think what you find is when you start on this journey, you start being interested in one of the prongs, and then you get lured into the others because they do all work so harmoniously together, and you can't have true health without at least a number of those different prongs in place. So nice to see you all here, and for all of you that are watching along in the Essentialists as well, even if this is just a refresher for you. It's really nice to be here. I think this is our first online class of the year. Is that right? Not for you, not for some of you girls, but I think this is our first online class of the year. Also, if any of you are watching, we unfortunately got locked down, as you will well know, when we were just about to launch into our Wellness Wednesdays again. So we are officially doing them fortnightly this year. I know so many of you loved them when we were doing them back in 2019. We basically had to stop them in March 2020. So we're starting them again fortnightly, and we've got next week is going to be a beautiful eco cleaning topic with Hannah Horton. We've got a whole host of other amazing topics. So if you're Auckland-based, or even if you're driving through, make sure you drive through on a Wednesday for 10:30 a.m. in Mount Eden, because those are just such a treat, and I'm really excited to see you in person. That's me.
Awesome. Hey guys, I'm Amy. I am a mum and I am a health coach. My aim is to help simplify and demystify health and wellness. So help people find their lowest hanging fruit along their wellness journey. I find that there's too much going on and too much noise in the wellness industry, too many shoulds and shouldn'ts, and it's all so overwhelming. So I really try to help people live a really simple, happy, and healthy life. So if you've got any questions, please shoot them my way. But I'm just here as a friend and a support person, and one of your oily coaches. So next up, we've got Joanne.
Oh, hi. I'm Jo, mum of 3, and I'm an ECE teacher of many years, of like 25 or last count. And I just love the essential oils, and I just love helping people and children just get some pure remedies into them, and just watching lives change really, as well as my own. So I look forward to tonight with you guys, and look forward to hearing some questions and learning new content myself. That's me.
And next up's Quita.
Hi, I'm Quita. I'm a full-time homeschool mummy. I first got interested in oils when I was probably quite young, because we were given some beeswax and we got to experiment a wee bit with beeswax and some olive oil. So I had always been slightly interested in oils from probably about 18, and dabbled on and off throughout my 20s, using what I thought were really good essential oils, but were actually really nice little smelly pretties, as I learned more about them as time went along. I first got introduced to Doterra with one of my kids with really bad headaches. And so that was my first experience with it. And from there, I never really looked back. I jumped on board to get to know some more once I had my lovely friend Rebecca introduce me to, hey, look about at this kind of stuff for maybe your health and your mental state as well, because I've suffered a wee bit in and out of depression. So I've found that these oils have been really fantastic and uplifting for me. And with that, I'm also like, I absolutely love massages. I've been told I'm really good at it. So I'm looking at later on this year starting to study doing massage therapy. So that's me.
Oh, that's so cool. Hey, Lainey.
Hi,
Introduce yourself.
everybody. So I'm Lainey. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me? Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Lainey. I am a aromatherapist, a birth and postnatal doula, and a Reiki master. So I have been involved with oils for them when I was a child, and I've been a qualified aromatherapist for many years now. I have been involved with the Doterra oils with these lovely ladies for probably about 6 months. And I can honestly say they are, and I use some great oils over there. Absolutely amazing. And had her
Awesome. Okay, well, next
show me everything. And
sorry, Lainey, you're going in and out. So next up,
yeah, very excited.
Pit to introduce yourself.
Sorry, Lenny, it's I'm replacing you on my I'm Pit. So I have 2 children, and so I I'm a mom, and I try to do different things, and I've got 3 little businesses going on and driving back and forth, so my life is pretty full. And I just find the oils is amazing to help with my physical health, emotional health, and everything in between. So I'm really, really interested in using oils as a first aid natural medicines, and I love using them to clean our entire home. And I make things like, washing liquid and washing detergent and all the things that you can think of that you buy from supermarket, and I would just make everything. I'm experimenting with all sorts of things like making candles and all that. So I'm also a caterer, so I use a lot of oils in my cooking as well. If you have any question with oil and food, yeah, fire away. I'm here for you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Pit. So we're all the oil camp coaches. And we love helping everybody with oils. If there's anybody on here that would love to be brave and introduce themselves and say hi and just let us know what stage of the oil journey you're on, that would be so cool. Hands up, Mandy, Mary, Diane, anybody? Hi, Mandy.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, I've been vegan now for 6 years, and I had my son's girlfriend introduced me to Buffy. She met Buffy at the college, Naturopath College. So I've been following her, love her journey. I've always been interested in oils and anything natural really that can help us. Insect repellent, especially the first aid kit, Pit, like you mentioned. That you don't need any drugs in your first aid kit, you just need your oils. I love making rollers. Husband had a bee sting the other day, so I got out my little book and made up a bee sting, and the redness just went away instantly the next day. So yeah, I'm keen to learn more about the oils, and thank Buffy very much for inviting me.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Mandy. Mary, would you like to say hi?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, I'm Mary from Mangawai, and I have my dog, Rosie, in on the session as well. So this is the first time on Zoom for a long time. I'm a Pilates instructor. I have my own business in Mangawai. And I was introduced to Doterra from Pit, but I have experienced it many years ago. But probably 20 years ago, I did aromatherapy at Well Park College. So yeah, I'm literally coming back in a big full circle. I still massage, mainly friends though and family. Use the oils all the time, but not as much as I should. So I've got a new package coming, and I'm just excited to get inspired again. And yeah, starting to make all those things and replace all those things that you buy from the supermarket. I love that idea. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
That's so cool. Thanks so much for joining us.
Cool.
And you can do a little Pilates session for us at the end. No.
Oh yeah.
Diane, hi.
Hi.
How are you going?
Good.
Good.
I was brought in by Amy. We're here in Wanganui. My husband Kevin's here listening to us.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi. We started out, we brought our oils last year, some of our oils. We'd like to increase what we've got at the moment. So, yeah, I thought we'd join in tonight and just see how things are going.
Awesome. And what's your favorite oil to use?
Probably, we really like lavender. And Easy Breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. So nice to have you two on. I love that we've got Kevin, who's like a hard out oils user, like one of the only men amongst us. Awesome. Cool. So we're just going to go over a really quick, brief overview of the. Oh, Sian's on as well. Hey, Sian, can you unmute yourself and talk?
Yeah. Can you see me?
I can see your beautiful picture, but no face.
Oh, I can't access my camera and Zoom for some bizarre reason.
That's okay.
Anyway,
you're beautiful.
Sorry. So I'm Sian Lee. I work at Vodafone as a bid manager. Introduced to oils by my best friend Margaret Ann and Rebecca. Been doing health remedies for most of my life, but mostly homeopathy. So I brought my kids up on homeopathy. They never had any drugs or anything, hard drugs that you call them, like Nurofen or anything like that. It was also always belladonna or calendula or something like that for teething or fever. So pretty cool to get introduced to oils. I used them for a bit when they were babies and their massage to go to bed, mainly lavender. But yeah, it's good to get introduced to something new.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool. Well, hopefully you can learn something. And we're actually going to have a whole lot of questions and answers at the end. So we'll just quickly go through some of our favorite oils. We're going to really focus today on our amazing BOGO box that's available this week. So in the BOGO box, we've got some of the real old favorites like tea tree, lavender, lemon, peppermint, On Guard, Easy Air, but a couple of newies as well. So we're going to touch on those, which is super cool. I haven't got my BOGO box yet, so I am wanting to learn all about it from those that have already got them. We've got a couple others on here. If Leanne, if you'd like to say hi quickly. Leanne, maybe just listening in. What about Emilianne? She was in the spa pool before looking fabulous in her bikini. So I thought she might say hi. Nope. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to jump in here into our little presentation. And we are going to just go through the basics first before we get into the Q&As. And this might just help, you know, spur a few little questions from you. But the goal of the class is to really just talk about the 3 awesome things about essential oils, how to use them safely and effectively, and how to get oils into your home. So we'll talk about that at the end, because there might be some people that are watching the recording in the oil camp that haven't got their oils yet. And I love to help people get their oils at the best price. And this week is exceptional with our BOGO box. We get 17 oils if you order them through me, Rebecca, or Pitt, for the price of about 7 or 8. So that's pretty cool. So that's for newbies. And for us old hats, we get 15 oils for maybe 16. And it also comes with a diffuser. So it's a really cool way to get started for anybody that hasn't started yet. I'm going to start with Buffy, and she's going to talk about the 3 cool things about essential oils very quickly and succinctly, because I know that a lot of us here have already been using the oils for a while, but it's always good to just really kind of do a recap on where we're at and get back to the basics. So Buff, I will leave it to you.
Yeah, fabulous. So yeah, some of you guys will have covered these before, and these are some 3 things to really remember the 3 names of, so that if you've got loved ones who are asking you about essential oils, or let's say you recommend that someone uses peppermint for headaches and they say, but well, is that safe? You can remember these 3 pointers and share them with those loved ones. So the first great thing about them is that they're safe. As we know, they're 100% natural. They're only made from plants. There's no additives or anything added to Doterra's essential oils, which is why we love using Doterra's essential oils. There are obviously other essential oil companies that you can purchase from, but one of the key reasons that we love Doterra's oils is that it's pure essential oil, nothing else added. They have amazing health benefits, and plants, the wonderful thing about plants is that they don't create addictions like a lot of conventional medicines do. So if you think of people going on antidepressants, statin medication to lower cholesterol, or diabetes medication, the problem with those medications is as soon as you come off, the problem's still there. You haven't actually addressed the root cause. And the other thing that makes Doterra's oils really safe is that all of their oils are certified pure therapeutic grade. So essentially what that means is beyond organic. And I know sometimes you hear that word and you think, really, what does that mean? But they are tested, they undergo about 56 different scientific tests, every single vat of oil, to ensure that they meet certified organic quality and more. And so that's what they give it that term, certified pure therapeutic grade, CPTG. So that's why you'll see CPTG on the bottom of every bottle of oil. Go out of here, Doug. Okay, I'm home alone mum this week. So that is the first example. First thing that is great about the oils is that they're safe and natural. The second thing that makes them really great is that they're effective. And you'll see this if you're watching the slides. You'll see this diagram here, which is quite great, which is the cell. You'll see this diagram, which is a cell, and all of our cells have an oily membrane on the outside of them, which means that a lot of conventional medicines, which are water-based, can't actually penetrate into the cell. If we use essential oils, which are also oil-based, it's like with like, and so they're actually able to penetrate into the cell and have an effect. So that's why we can use things like On Guard and oregano, and they actually they're really effective against helping us get well from things like colds, flus, viruses. The last thing that is really great about them is that you only need to use drops at a time.
Affordable.
And so it means that they end up being really affordable. If you think about Auckland or New Zealand and even Australia, you guys get Medicare, don't you? What's it called? Medicare, something. I think you guys are better positioned in terms of medical care than us. But in New Zealand, you might be paying anything up to $80 to go and visit a GP if you're over 5 years old, if you're an adult. And so by being able to draw on your oils collection, even if you've just got a small set of, for example, the top 10, then when someone in your household does get an ear infection or does get a cold or has got a really bad headache or migraine or a cut that's looking like it's getting infected, you can actually reach into your natural first aid kit at home, kind of like the good old Manuka cream, and you can actually address that without leaving the home, without having to pay for a consultation, but also without having to take a half day out sitting at the White Cross or the hospital. I know I have had a couple of instances in the last 3 or 4 months where I've ended up at the White Cross and the hospital, and it's like the whole day gone. So in terms of when you're thinking about the cost of conventional medical care, it's not just the cost that you pay, it's the cost that the government pays in terms of subsidies and medicines. It's the cost in terms of your time, and it's also the cost in terms of our greater community well-being, in terms of these conventional medicines not actually making us, creating a healthier society, healthier people. So that's the last great thing about essential oils: safe and natural, effective, they can get inside the cell, and they end up being really affordable.
Awesome, thanks so much, Buffy. And now Rebecca is going to talk about the aromatic use of essential oils.
So yeah, obviously 3 different ways. So aromatic is the most simple and just incredibly safe. This morning I did a beautiful workshop for a whole bunch of ladies with their little bubbas. So they're all under the age of 1. And just such a gorgeously effective way of using it, especially when you're thinking about kiddies in a really gentle way of administering the oils to them. So obviously, we're thinking about brain health when we think aromatic, and sinus health and breathing as well, anything to do with emotional well-being. Say, for example, if we're using Easy Air and popping that in our diffuser, not only does it open the airways and really clear and help with any infection that might be in there, but it's also really fantastic for emotional well-being as well. And then, of course, cleansing the air in your home, really fantastic. I love to, get out my Douglas fir and just freshen up the whole place, or pop in some wild orange. So it's not just going to be cleansing the air, but it's going to be uplifting everybody in the room as well. And for me personally, I use the oils aromatically for sinus health. So that's one really, really biggie with all of the reactions, to whether it might be dust mite or pollen or whatever. It's just such a fantastic way of cleansing the sinuses. So
awesome, thanks, Bex. And Quetta's going to talk about the topical application and a couple of different ways that we can use it topically.
So the different ways that you can use it topically is that you can dilute depending on what the oil is. There's some that you can use straight, but I would always recommend diluting them down with fractionated coconut oil for massage on the soles of your feet, on the back of your neck, on your temples, and just even for a nice gentle massage. This just integrates straight into your skin, and your skin cells are also absorbing it, which then also goes into your bloodstream. So automatically you're getting affected from a touch point of way, and you're connecting with people physically as well as emotionally with the oils, and the oils being able to benefit those people in those ways as well. So it's and connection's really important for touch as well. So being able to use the oils in those ways is really quite beneficial. I use lavender quite a bit for massage, especially with my kiddies and sleep time. But you can also use things like On Guard as well, and diluted down, but you just need to be aware of things like the UV ray, and with it having citrus in it, and having up to a 12-hour application, being aware of going out in the UV with things like that are citrus based.
Awesome, thanks, love. And Pitt's going to talk about internal use, or we should say food flavoring. Pitt is from Pitt's Kitchen, and she is our food superstar. So hopefully she's still on here. She keeps coming in and out, so it may be up to me. So in New Zealand, we like to refer to using the oils in food as food flavoring. That's how we registered in New Zealand, to use them safely as food flavoring. We can use them. I love to use them to help hydrate myself and help with our body's natural detoxification. So I just get a glass of water. Sometimes I do sparkling water, and my favorite thing is to put citrus oils in there. So when we're using them in water, we really want to think about the vessel, firstly, that we're putting it in. So we don't want to put it in plastic. So we're either going to use a glass bottle, or a stainless steel bottle. And then we like to think about the quality of the water. So we love to use filtered water. I love to use the soda stream to make it sparkly as a little treat. It's such a nice way to replace alcoholic beverages if you're trying to go alcohol free. It's a really beautiful way to replace soft drinks if you're trying to steer away from sugar and go more pure. But we've got to really remember how important it is to hydrate our bodies. So our bodies need so much more fluid than we're probably giving ourselves. It helps with the natural detoxification of the body. It helps our lymphatic system move and for us to just feel really good. So putting citrus in your water, you just put 1 drop per serving. If you've got a drink bottle and you're carrying it around all day and sipping it, if that's the way you like to consume water, there are a couple of really good oils. Smart and Sassy is one of them. It's amazing for not only hydration and natural detoxification, but it's also awesome for stabilizing your blood sugar levels and also helping with any sort of sugar cravings. So that's one of my absolute go-to favorites. But if you think about any of the citrus oils, they're not only good physically for our body, so they really help us with the natural detoxification of our body systems, but they actually also help emotionally to uplift us and really make us feel good. And a lot of the time with our health and wellness, it is about how we feel. So if we're feeling sluggish and we're feeling down, a really good thing, a really easy low-hanging fruit is to be able to go and grab a glass of water, put some citrus oil in. It's going to not only physically be good for you, but really pep you up and give you lots of energy. So that's a really beautiful way to use it as a food flavoring. The other way is, of course, literally to flavor your food. So the essential oils that we use for food flavoring are what you would normally use in herb form. But in this case, we've got essential oils that are up to 70 times stronger than the herb itself. So they're actually the extracts from the plants. So we have to treat them with a lot of care and a lot of respect. So when we use the herbs and as a food flavoring, we just like to use 1 drop per person per serve. So for instance, if you're using basil to flavor a dip, you probably wouldn't even go that much. You'd just start less and then add as you go. So start, taste, try again, maybe add a few more drops. You can't take the essential oils out once you put them in. So just keep that in mind. There are a few other ways that we like to use the essential oils as food flavoring. So one is I love to use peppermint to help if I've got a headache. So with the peppermint, I would just take the peppermint bottle, put a little dab on the end of my thumb, and then place it into the soft palate of my mouth. And that's really going to help open up my airways. It's going to oxygenate my brain. It's going to give me heaps of energy, and it's going to help my body correct the headache. Also, then taking a glass of water. A lot of the time headaches come from dehydration. The other thing, I'm just going to put that in there. I don't want to waste a drop, not even a quarter of a drop. I love these. I love peppermint oil. Whew, and that just blew my brain. So that's good. So when we're using it as food flavoring, we really like to use it with a lot of respect. There has been research done that our bodies can process and digest and work with up to 30 something drops, but that is ridiculous. You do not need that many drops. Just think of 1 drop per person per serving, and that's a really nice place to start. Another way to use them is putting them in your smoothies, making beautiful baking, adding them into baking. And then if you're using them in your cooking as a herb, you would like to add it at the end of the cooking process. These are very volatile aromatic molecules. So we like to use them at the end so that we can really preserve the therapeutic aspects of the oils. I didn't even know the slide was here, but hello, I'm already talking. So I'm just going to talk about my favorite product range with Doterra. I know that we're an essential oils company, but these guys, suckers, called the Lifelong Vitality Pack, is actually Doterra's #1 leading product range, and it's for good reason. So this guy, and this guy are going to make you feel amazing, give you heaps of health, heaps of vitality, fill in all the gaps. So a lot of times I used to be an absolute organic food snob and be like, I eat all of my goodness, I eat all of everything that I need, I've got a perfect diet. Why do I need supplements? But in New Zealand, we just don't get what we need from all of our food. So even if you're eating the most beautiful organic food, we're often lacking in different vitamins, different minerals. The way that our farms are farmed these days doesn't feed into great vitamins and minerals from the earth. So this is a really easy way to get your maximum vitamins and minerals. It's also got an omega supplement in here, and there is a vegan version of this as well, which is exceptional. So ask Buffy about that. She's the vegan expert. I just like to slurp down omegas all day long. But it really has given me so much more energy, and it's not only the physical things that I noticed taking Lifelong Vitality. So I noticed that my nails are beautiful, they're long, they don't break. My hair is growing so fast, my skin is just glowing, but it's actually my mental health. So when I take these, I am sharp, I'm focused, I have so much more energy, I have so much more resilience, and also I have stopped throwing things at my children, which is great. When I don't take them, they're like, Mom, go and take your supplements, go and take your angry pills. So yeah, they're really good. There's actually quite a lot. There are a couple of videos that we've got in the Essentialist page that goes more in depth with these. But I assure you that 98% of the people that I have recommended these to don't go off them, or they go off them for a month and wonder why they felt terrible and then got back on them. So we have got some really cool oils that we're just going to touch on. I've spoken about lemon, one of the citrus oils, is really cleansing and detoxifying for the body, but also for the home. So Buffy talked about the essential oils having being really good bang for your buck. And this is an oil that is amazing bang for your buck. So the lemon oil is about $16 or something ridiculously cheap. And not only can we add it to our water and use it to detox and cleanse our own body systems, but we can use it in cleaning our home as well. And when we make up our own cleaning products with the essential oils, it's about $1.35 or $1.36 per fill of a kitchen cleaning product. And the lemon seriously cuts grease like nothing. I should be like an online, like a television sales lady for these cleaning products, because I just think they're so good. And I love that we're not only, we've got really effective products, but also we're cutting out the plastic that we're putting into our homes, and cutting out all the toxins that would normally be cleaning our homes with. So that's really cool. Who was going to talk about digestion? Digestion isn't in our box, so we're not even going to talk about that tonight. Easy Air is one of our top favorite oils. And I can quickly talk about that one for you. I know that this one is one of everybody's favorites. And the way that I like to use Easy Air is in our beautiful diffusers. So this is a Brevi diffuser. This is like the one that comes in the BOGO box. This one here is a marble. The one that comes in the BOGO box is a beautiful walnut color. But this is how I like to use the Easy Air. Putting about 4 to 10 drops into the diffuser. So you just fill up the diffuse it with water, put 4 to 10 drops on, depending on the size of the bedroom. And this one really is going to help with everything going on with your sinuses and congestion. I've had terrible hay fever over the summer, terrible hay fever. The first time in my whole life, and Easy Air has been my absolute go-to. So I'm so happy that I've got that one. And I think it's a real, it's a staple that everybody should have. It replaces Vicks in your home. So I know anybody that's got children, and I was absolutely slathered in Vicks as a child and have probably nightmares about it on a daily basis. No, but the Easy Air is a lot calmer, gentler, and it just smells so much nicer than Vicks. But we're also getting rid of all those petrochemicals that are in the Vicks and replacing it with a really beautiful natural alternative. The other one that is similar to Easy Air is Clarify. And this is my go-to for similar benefits during the day, but it just smells a little bit fresher and less Vicksy, which is really nice. We are not going to talk about everything on here, but we do have a few oils that are in our box that we're going to talk about. So first Bex is going to talk about Manuka, which is holy moly. Go for it, girl.
Oh, this is one of my faves, especially because it comes from New Zealand. So of course from New Zealand we've got Manuka and Douglas fir. And with Manuka, and probably some of you will know about the co-impact sourcing, there's a contract with iwi on the east coast of the North Island, and it's fantastic because it means that they're employing a lot of local people to be harvesting the plant, because they take it from the entire plant, all of the branches and stems and everything are used. It's not just like using the flower. Oh, are we still on here?
Yeah, we're good. I just took it so we can.
You're on a different page. Okay. Oh, yep. There you go. I lost you for a second. So, yeah, it uses the whole plant, which is fantastic, and I just love it. And of course, just like before, I said that I use the oils a lot for sinus. So anything we're thinking kind of fungal, also really fantastic. I know Manuka is very broad spectrum, which I really love about it. And so I will pop it in my diffuser if I feel like I'm getting a bit of a sinus infection coming on, and it just means that it cleanses out beautifully while I'm sleeping. And one of the other benefits is that it's fantastic for emotional health and just for really calming kind of distressed and overthinking kind of emotional feeling, especially in the evening. And so to be able to pop it on in the evening, that's a really nice time if you're also pairing it in for something else. And then when it comes to topical use, I love being able to dilute it. If you've got anybody that has any fungal issues with their feet, I know I've got 3 sons who are all going to be teenagers in very quick succession, and already at the age of 10, 12 and 13, they have very, very stinky feet. And it is really nice. You can even just go past and just put a drop in their shoes when they're all sitting at the front door. Because we got to a stage where I actually wouldn't let shoes in the house, apart from if it was winter. And I'd just be like, right, that's it, all the shoes out the front door. It's just not going to happen. And so even if you've got a tendency for other fungal issues anywhere in your body, then it's really beautiful to dilute it. And I think diluting it as well, you can cover a far larger surface area too. But then even then, it's very safe topically to use undiluted. And if you did have a skin infection or some kind of wound or scratch, it's really great for kitties. I know that for me, I was out in the garden trying to clip all of the rose bushes, and it was all entangled with this other plant, and I ended up getting, of course, even with gloves, like a pile of scratches. And so straight on there, it's absolutely gorgeous. And then as well, any kind of scars that you might have, or if you're, achy joints or anything as well, then it's another lovely one. and it combines in really nicely with black pepper too. So if you have ever tried black pepper for massaging for pain, then yeah, it's a really good one. So no, I was really stoked when I saw that the touch bottle was the surprise one for the BOGO. So yeah, it's a really awesome one.
Oh, Pat, what oil are you doing, hun?
Oh, one of my favorite oils is lemon myrtle, and it comes in fly meal, and it's really, really beautiful, citrusy, spicy, and refreshing and minty at the same time. I just love it. It's so cleansing and purifying, it's so uplifting. And this is from Australia. So it's been used with thousands of years by the Aboriginal people and Torres Strait Islanders. And so they would use these leaves and they crush it and they use it to cure headaches. And they put it in the cooking as well. So very, very medicinal. It is also believed to be more powerful than tea tree. So very antiseptic and very, very disinfectant. So it's amazing, amazing. And I love this so much. And I nearly finished that. So it's really, really good time for me to stock up lemon myrtle. And so what else? I think that's all. I just use it mainly for aromatically use. It's in my diffuser. And I find it super uplifting. And also, actually, one time I used it to clean bench surface as well. With cleaning spray, I often stick with On Guard, tea tree, and lemon. But sometimes I use On Guard and mint. Sometimes I use lemongrass, and sometimes I use lemon myrtle. It's really amazing. This is the good things about what, you know, the cleaning sprays that we make. We can choose what we want to use, and this is really good for antiseptic and the disinfectant. And you can use this in your cooking as well.
Awesome, thanks. I haven't got that one, so I'm super pumped to get it. I'm super excited. Somebody last night asked me about, because I did a class last night, and they were like, can I buy the BOGO box, but can I swap out a few oils? And I'm like what? And they're like, well, what does citronella do? I'm like, what do you think citronella does? It keeps away the mosquitoes and the flies. It's amazing. So as soon as they heard that, they were like, okay, cool. I'll keep the citronella. Thank you. And I was like, are you sure you don't want to swap it? Because I'll have it. I'll swap it to you for you with like a peppermint or something. So the citronella is from a tall grass native to Asia. And it's that beautiful crisp fresh aroma, which is really super cool. It's perfect for diffusion. If you're using it for topical use, then it's really recommended that you dilute it because it's quite potent. It's amazing to add to things like shampoo, conditioner, and just, yeah, like Pitt said with the other one, it's beautiful for using as a surface cleaner as well. And again, really super cleansing, detoxifying, but the smell and the aroma is just so fresh and uplifting and beautiful. So I'm super excited about getting the citronella as well. Quita's going to talk about On Guard. It's her favorite oil. So I love that.
Thanks. So in the BOGO box, they've actually got the On Guard sanitizing mist. So sort of nice little cheap hand sanitizer there for you to take away when you're out and about, and carry, nice little nifty thing to carry around in your purse. I absolutely love On Guard. We use this quite a bit in our house, mainly because of, especially for seasonal colds. And like Pat said earlier, a lot of On Guard you can use to make up a lot of products in your home. So for just thinking, what was I going to say? The laundry detergent. I wanted to say dish detergent, but it's laundry detergent. You can use it as a mouth guard. You can make up drops. You can make your own toothpaste with it. But as you can see up here, I don't. I tend to buy them. So because I don't have the time. But the great thing about it is the way in which it boosts your immune system and knocks down those lovely little viral pathogens and airborne pathogens and germs around the place, and the effects that it has on it. I use it putting a drop in the kids' hot chocolates, just so when they're coming down with a cold. It's a nice gentle way of getting on guard into their system. And I also use it as diffusing it throughout the day. There's also, sorry, I just had a message come through. I've also used it for making up with a bit of water and gargling in the back of our throats. And I've also, during COVID last year, I had a friend who was desperate for hand sanitizer and there was nothing out there. So I gave her some On Guard drops and she made up her own hand sanitizer. So it's a really useful oil to be able to use for, whether it be for oral health or just for helping get rid of the germs and boosting your immune system.
Thanks so much, Quita. Buffy, what oil do you have from the BOGO box?
All of them. in duplicate, actually.
Good. Tell me about it.
So I will talk about a couple of things. First of all, the Brevi diffuser, which comes with this box. So we've got 2 Brevis at home, and if you haven't seen it, it's sort of like a small flat diffuser, but it's beautiful and it's only limited edition. So it only comes out, well, they sort of put it out in different colors maybe twice a year, and whenever they do, it always sells out. It's a really beautiful diffuser for traveling. So whenever we travel, we take one of our Brevi diffusers. And the one that's in this box this week is the walnut color. So it's like a dark brown. I actually probably have one, but I can, when someone else is speaking, I'll grab one so I can show it to you. But it's a dark brown color. So I've actually had a lot of men like this diffuser. So if you've got men in your life or a son or a husband, then it's something that you can give them as a gift, and they can have it by their bed or on their work desk, and it looks really stylish for them, and it's a nice way for them to get experiencing the benefits of essential oils. So that's the Brevi diffuser. It's the same as the Luma and the Petal, where it's got a 2-hour, a 5-hour, and a 10-hour overnight intermittent style setting. I actually use the intermittent 10-hour setting now in my bathroom. So I use it overnight when I'm sleeping. The 10-hour intermittent goes on for 5 minutes, off for 5 minutes. But I also now use it in my bathroom during the day, which is really nice. It's not going the whole time, because obviously you're not in the loo the entire day, but it's just enough to keep it really nice, smelling really nice and fresh. So that's something I have going in the bathroom. The other oils, if I'm allowed to talk to one or two more, the first one I want to talk about was Clementine. Hands up if anyone's a fan of wild orange. Yeah, it's pretty hard not to love wild orange, right? It's pretty hard not to love wild orange. It's so sweet and refreshing and uplifting. So if you if you've got lemon but you don't have wild orange, it's really quite different. If you love wild orange, you will also love Clementine. So Clementine is a member of the same family. It has really similar properties in terms of being uplifting for the mood, but it's a really fresh, sweet smelling aroma. I'm just finding here so I can have a little sniff ski.
It smells and tastes a lot like mandarin.
Yeah, really like, exactly. It's like our kiwi, really juicy kiwi sweet mandarins, exactly.
Beautiful.
And we don't call them clementines, but basically, the same thing. And it's wherever you use wild orange, you like to use wild orange. So in the diffuser during the day, I really love Clementine as an uplifting scent. I also quite enjoy using all of the citrus, including Clementine, a drop in a glass of water. This was actually not available as its own oil until I think last year. So it's I don't even know if you can buy it as a single now, can you? It's testing me. No, Rebecca said no, and Rebecca knows everything. So it is this you cannot buy. The first bottle of Clementine I got was a little 5 ml because it came as a freebie with something else. And then I got this one in some other promotion, the 15 ml. So there's a really amazing opportunity to get yourself a bottle of Clementine, and it's beautiful. The last oil I want to talk about is Douglas fir. Douglas fir is one of the 2 oils that are sourced from New Zealand. So it's a small 5 ml bottle like that. And the story around Douglas fir is a really interesting one. It's all about sustainability. Have any of you watched the documentary that's just come out recently called A Life on This Planet by David Attenborough? If you haven't, it's an absolute must watch. It's an absolute must watch for the benefit, for the outcome of our planet, for our children, our children's children. So it's a really enjoyable watch too. David Attenborough is sort of a nature guy from the UK. He's actually the #1 respected person in the UK, according to the polls. And this documentary is basically his life memoirs as a 94-year-old, having seen what we're doing to this planet from the age of 20 when he started documenting wildlife, and him actually having seen the sort of destruction of the climate, of wildlife, of forests, etc. And he knows that he's clearly not going to be around for too much longer, and this is basically his life's work and request to the rest of the world to, please, can you do these 5 things, so that otherwise this is going to continue. Douglas fir is one of these beautiful stories where Douglas fir is actually an introduced species in New Zealand. And so there's a group of people down in the South Island who are working to remove the Douglas firs and replant or rewild. You'll start hearing this terminology more and more, rewild the earth. So adding back in native forest, adding back in rainforest, and doing this type of thing is going to enable us to stop the increase in global temperatures and actually turn that around. So they're removing the Douglas fir and reintroducing native species. By doing that, we also attract back in native wildlife, because this has been shown when we rewild with native species, the native wildlife, they come back. You don't have to leave it. So a couple of years, they actually start coming back on their own. And of course, the Douglas fir, though, is then a waste product. So Doterra is partnered with some local New Zealand organisation in the South Island to take that Douglas fir, extract the oil, and lo and behold, it's got medicinal benefits to it. Really similar to some of the Siberian firs, really good for a respiratory system, but also lovely in the diffuser over Christmas if you want to feel like you're in Aspen. It's got those sort of lovely pine needle, fir, warming smells to it. So it's only a small bottle, but it's a really beautiful story behind it in terms of rewilding the planet. And I highly recommend the documentary, A Life on This Planet, David Attenborough. Thanks, Amy.
Awesome, Buff. Thanks so much. While you're on the story of the heart of Doterra, would you mind touching on our, you've talked about co-impact sourcing, but can you talk about the Healing Hands program? It's probably best coming from you because you've actually been on some of the things and know it firsthand. So it would be so cool to hear about that.
Yeah, so I've been lucky enough to go on 2 trips now with Doterra. One was actually about 2 weeks before March 2020 lockdown. So I remember thinking, traveling in February is so overseas, that's such a silly thing to do because the weather's so beautiful here in New Zealand. But I'll go anyway because I got invited and you don't get this opportunity very often. So glad I went because lo and behold, that was the last trip. That was my last trip. Many of us, that was our last time doing any sort of travel. So I've had the honor of being able to go to both Vietnam and New Caledonia with Doterra, and the Healing Hands Foundation, which you can read more about if you're interested. Just go Healing Hands Foundation YouTube, and you can watch a couple of videos. But essentially, Doterra is a company that started right from day one with this concept that a lot of companies are starting with now, which is actually we want to make a product, yes, because it's good for your health, people enjoy it, and it's got health benefits, but actually we want to make a product that gives back to communities across the globe and gives back and supports the planet. So there are a whole bunch of different initiatives that Doterra partners with under their Healing Hands Foundation, which is their charitable arm, including, for example, Days for Girls, an organisation which teaches young women around menstrual sanitation, menstrual cleanliness, the cycle, how that's a normal thing in some parts of Asia and other parts in the developing world. You may have heard of women being, I just watched another movie, actually an Indian Bollywood movie on Netflix, all around women. It's called Padman. If anyone's interested in watching that one, you can see I watch way too much Netflix. Padman, about this Indian guy that brought sanitation and pads to Indian women, because previously they were using unhygienic, dirty loincloths. They also had to sleep outside for 1 week of the month in India, sleep outside the home for 1 week of every single month, not allowed to participate in any activities like school, but not just that, oh, that's inconvenient, right? Using these dirty loincloths, which actually can cause infection into the vaginal cavity, which means that they can become, well, it can lead to death, but also infertility. It's a really open cavity, and if you're putting bad stuff up there. So that's one of the programs that Doterra does, is Days for Girls, which is actually turning that around and actually, working with the local communities, to bring in reusable reusable sanitary panties, but also actually working with the local people to teach them more about how this is just a normal, natural, beautiful part of the female body, and this enables us to carry on our human race, so it shouldn't be something that's seen as dirty or needs to be put to the side. There's a whole bunch of other initiatives. Operation Underground Railroad is another amazing one. You can Google, that is around saving children from childhood sex slavery, sex trafficking type thing. So I guess the summation of it is, every time you buy a bottle of Doterra oil, just like when you're buying a bunch of all good organic bananas, or you're buying some fair trade coffee or fair trade chocolate, or you're trying to buy Otis oat milk because the oats are grown in New Zealand, or whatever it may be, wherever we put our dollars as humans is where we're voting. So oils, yes, and everything, wherever we're putting our dollars is where we're voting, what we're voting for. So you can be sure that every time you buy a bottle of Doterra oil, you're voting for better conditions for the communities where a lot of these plants are grown, environmental practices that are really sustainable in terms of where they're grown, but also putting back into causes that are really worthy causes.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Buff. Joanne is going to talk about the Cool Kids blend that we've got in the BOGO box.
Yeah, hi. So yeah, really cool. We have the Children's Brave, which is a courage blend for them. It's specially formulated for the children, so it's in a touch bottle, so it's already diluted, and it's just perfect for their little sensitive skin. Now you can use this for your anxious and timid children. So I'm going to get this for some of my children, because sometimes they need a little bit of encouragement, or they need to feel a bit more confident with what they're doing within themselves. And this will just help them just move that courage a little bit further. If they're afraid and scared, this is a real good one. So if I suppose if they're having nightmares, I rub it on the bottom of their feet and from the base of their spine, and it kind of settles them a lot better to sleep. And aches and pains is a good one as well. If they've got any growing pains or anything, anxious pains in their stomach, which mine do, again, I use this on their digestive system, and just apply to that area. And it's a real good blend for the children, and so some people don't, or not comfortable making their own roll of a blend for their kids. This would be a real good one to use, because it's already blended and safe to use, so there's no worry that you're going to put too many oils in, or not enough, or use it wrong. And that's how I would use it.
Awesome, thanks, love. I just want to talk about the next one, is Patchouli. So patchouli is, most of us would think of it as a perfume oil. When you smell it direct from the bottle, it smells quite earthy and quite musky. So I love to make my own perfumes. I'm horrified myself for, firstly, the amount of money I used to spend on perfume, but also the toxins that I used to put on myself. And now if I smell somebody, because I haven't used perfume for so long, if I walk past somebody and they smell like perfume, it's repulsive to me. So I must have, I don't know, repulsed a lot of people before. But even though we're going natural and organic and beautiful and all the things, we still want to be beautiful and feminine and feel really lovely, even though we're getting rid of things in our, toxins like perfume. So I love to make my own perfume up. The patchouli is a really beautiful one to use for that. But because it is quite musky and it's quite intense, I like to lift it a little bit with a citrus oil. So when I'm making a perfume with patchouli, I usually add between 5 and 10 drops of patchouli to a little 10 ml roller bottle. And then I'll put in a really uplifting, beautiful citrus oil. And patchouli and grapefruit together is delicious. But it does smell slightly too sweet, so it's nice to ground it a little bit. And I like to ground it with either frankincense or copaiba. So even you can try it in the diffuser. That's the best way to figure out if you like a perfume. So rather than mixing up a whole bottle, just put a couple of drops of each in a diffuser and smell the scent. And if you love it, play with different scents over time. But if you love it, then you can mix up your own roller bottle and give them to friends for presents and help them understand that it's so much nicer to use the essential oils as perfumes as well. So my go-to perfume at the moment is 5 drops of, actually I'm lying, I put in 10. I put in 30 drops into a 10 ml roller bottle. So 10 drops of patchouli, 10 drops of grapefruit, and 10 drops of copaiba is my my daily scent at the moment, which is really nice. The other way you can use it is you can use rubbing alcohol and put it in a spritzer bottle, or even just with half and half water and witch hazel is really nice as well. But it's such a beautiful way to swap out perfumes but still feel really feminine and beautiful. And it's not just the swapping out of toxins that you're doing, you're actually also putting these beautiful essential oils onto your skin, and you're also helping with your emotions. So patchouli is really grounding, and so is frankincense. And then you're going to get the benefits of the uplifting from the citrus oils as well. If you are worried about photosensitivity with the putting, for instance, grapefruit in your perfume and you're wanting to spray it on your body and then go out in the sun, a really beautiful one to put in there instead of the grapefruit would be green mandarin. So it gives that really fresh, delicious, bright smell into your perfume, but it doesn't have those photosensitivity properties, so it's not going to let you burn, which is really nice. So yeah, I'm super excited about patchouli. I think that's all of the oils in the BOGO box. Is that correct? So we've got the Brave Courage blend, the walnut diffuser, citronella, clarify, clementine, Douglas fir, easy air. Also an intro kit, which has the peppermint, lemon, and lavender just in the 5 ml bottles. We've got lemon myrtle. We've got neroli. We've got On Guard, sanitizing mist, patchouli, and teak tree. Does anybody love neroli? Because I can't say I do. Pit, talk about it.
Well, neroli is the oil you use when you want to have a baby.
Wow.
Yeah, that's really good for enhance your intimate activity. That's what I heard about. Yeah, but it's beautiful from bitter orange flowers. You have orange you use and you extract it, and that's an orange essential oil. And you have leaves, you use extractant, and then you have petitgrain, which is like a lavender for men. I don't actually like the petitgrain, but the main chemical constituent is the same as lavender, which is really help to calm you. But then you have the beautiful, delicate orange flowers, and it's very, very hard to get the orange flowers. It's only little one, and that's why it's really, really pricey. And it takes so much flowers and to distill it into tiny little drop of neroli. That's why we only have touch version, which comes with the just like Amy just holding like that, and it's just beautiful, delicate flowers. And it's really anything that comes with orange, either the flowers, the leaves, the peels, it's going to really calm you down, really going to really help you to be super mellow. And neroli would do just that. And also neroli, it's really good for skin. And when you have a little red skin like capillaries, you're gonna roll it on your face before you put moisturizer on. It's a really good what's Rebecca was saying, I don't know, I can't see, but that it's really good to roll on your skin together with like lavender, ylang ylang, and marjoram for relaxing massage. But I just love it as a perfume. I love it to use it before I go out. I would just have neroli in my pocket or jasmine in my pocket, just I love to smell beautiful. And the thing about our essential oils is not just a smell, right? It has so many properties that we can use for our emotional, for our physical and mental and well-being. So it's beautiful. So neroli, it's pricey, so you better get a box, because neroli itself, and what is that?
Manuka.
Yeah, Manuka. Just only two of that. It's like nearly $200 already. So a BOGO box is the way to go. For those who haven't got BOGO box, please do, because we're gonna run out.
Yeah, awesome. So with the BOGO box, if you're already a customer, you just go into your shop and you go into your LRP and add BOGO. You can do in the search engine BOGO February, and it will come up with the BOGO box. So it's $297. It's worth over $600, which is amazing. So yeah, it's such a great way to buy and get some really good discounts. If you haven't started yet with your oils, this is the time to do it. So for newbies, you get all of those amazing oils for $297 plus a few extras. So sorry about, close your ears for all the people that have already been buying with us forever. But the newbies are going to also get this really cool adaptive roller. And anybody that has a little one-on-one call with myself, Pitsani, Rebecca, anybody else from Diamond Club on here? No, if any of us three, if you have a little one-on-one call, so whoever invited you along to this call, get in touch with them. And you'll also receive a grapefruit oil, which is really cool. So you'll get the grapefruit oil, you'll get this adaptive roller blend, as well as all of those other oils, the diffuser, etc. And it's all with a free membership as well. So you will be able to, one, be an essentialist like us. We're cool and we love to have new people in our group. We all support each other, encourage each other, uplift each other, and provide education, but most importantly, wisdom. So the way that we use the oils is how we teach you to use the oils. So we don't, we're not doctors, scientists, anything like that, but we have really beautiful education from Doterra. But most importantly, we would not tell you how to use oils if we didn't use them ourselves. So we show you and teach you how to use them on yourself and on your children and on your pets, the way that we use them ourselves, which is cool. So we try it and we test it and we make sure that it's legit before we spread the word, which is good. And we always practice safe use. So if you have any medical conditions, if you're on any medication, please ask your doctor or your naturopath, your dietitian, if the oils are okay to be used with them. And also, even if you're just talking with oils with your friends, it's really good to talk about, you know, what you're going through as well, not just from a physical perspective, but from a mental health perspective. We're all here to help, encourage, support, and uplift each other. And that's what we do with the Essentialist community. The other thing is that you will get a Doterra account. So that means that ongoing, you can purchase oils, you can purchase the beautiful supplement range, our extra products like our beautiful oil bases, cleaning products, foaming hand wash, etc. All of that for 25% discount off the retail price, which is really cool. And also we have a really cool thing called loyalty reward program. So for loyal users like myself, I now get 30% points back into my account. So for every $100 I spend, I get basically $30 worth of product put into, or ability to buy the product put into my account each month, which is awesome. So when you first start out with the loyalty program, you'll get 10% points back, and over a year, if you buy regularly, you as a loyalty customer through your loyalty shop in the back office, you will get that as well, which is so cool. So I've got 40 points sitting in my back office right now, and I'm just going, oh, what am I going to spend them on? So it's so nice to be rewarded for shopping. I've never been rewarded for shopping in my life, so I'm always happy about that. So we're here to help you with you know, getting the best bang for your buck with the oils, and buying what you need. So I think the BOGO box has been put together because it's such a great overall health benefits, and you know, you've heard all of the benefits that you get from what we've discussed tonight, but it would be really great to jump on a 10-15 minute call tomorrow with myself, Pitt, or Rebecca if you're looking at getting started, or if you're looking at purchasing a box and just making sure that it's right for you. So thank you guys so much for coming on this call. I'm going to stop the recording now so that we can do questions and answers. So if there's any sensitive information or anything like that, we're not going to share it with the wider public. It's just for our little group.